Right, let's talk about facing. So facing is this one. It's where it's as if there's nothing on the top of the skirt. A facing can operate on its own, or it can be attached to a lining. We're not really touching on linings in this basics, but if you have any questions about lining, please ask me or one of the technicians. It's a relatively simple process for making a lining pattern. Okay, so to create a facing, what we really want is the skirt or the skirt block. I need to decide how deep this facing is going to be. Now I am going to say that you want a facing to be more than probably 4 centimetres, or 4 centimetres a minimum. I'm going to make this one 5, could be 6, could be 7. The reason you don't want it too narrow is because it has a tendency to flip up. You can attach it to the darts, but still has a tendency to flip up. So I'm going to measure down from the top line by 6 centimetres. And I'm just going to keep following that line 6 centimetres where it hits the dart, move to the other side of the dart, measure down 6 centimetres, and just keep going. So this is going to create pattern pieces. You're going to have one for the front, and you're going to have that runs the whole length of the front waist, and then you're going to have 2 pieces at the back, because you've got a centre back seam in this instance. So I'm measuring down 6, 6. Is it 6? I decided to do it. Yeah, sorry, I'm just double checking. I wondered if perhaps I was doing 5, but I'm not, I'm doing 6. So remember, if you're working half scale, you'll be doing this as a tiny little 3. Okay, so I'm going to join those up, ignoring where the darts are. And now we want to trace off those pieces, and here's how you do it. On the centre front, so I'll give myself a line that's the centre front, like so, and I'm going to start not too close to the edge. It'll become apparent why in a moment. So I'm drawing along to the first dart, and I'm stopping, and then I'm following the waistband, the waistline, sorry, along to the first dart, and I'm stopping. I'm then moving this over to the other side of the dart, and I will continue drawing, and I will mark where the edge of the dart is, and I will slide this over like so, and I'll continue along the top edge, and I'll continue along the edge that is the bottom edge of the facing, and I'll draw up the side seam, and that gives me a piece like so. This piece will be folded like this. Oh, I'll tell you what, we didn't do the annotation, did we, for the waistband? So the waistband annotation, it will be cut 1 with fuse or stay flex, whichever you're calling it. I'm just going to make that my smooth line. This is the centre front. It's the skirt facing. You will cut 1 plus fuse. The grain will run with the centre front. You'll add whatever your seam allowance is on the waist of the skirt to the top edge. add no more than a centimetre down through the side. Don't forget, if you're using half scale, that'll be 0.5. If you were going to overlock this edge, it would just be left net. I would have a notch at the centre front, a notch where the seam allowance is, and you could put your notches where your darts are if you fancied. It would give you an extra chance to get it really beautifully into position. So that's your front. And then we need the back. So let's get us a nice line to start from, which is our centre back. We're going to draw along the bottom edge of the facing. We're going to draw along the waistline. When we get to the dart, we're going to mark it like so. We're then going to slide over as if the waistband, sorry, as if the dart had been sewn up, and we will continue drawing. There we go. I'm just going to check that we've got a nice run through on the side seam, and we have. So we'll be putting on our seam allowances that match up with the front, and which also match up with the skirt. I haven't put a seam allowance on the front one, so I won't be putting a seam allowance on the back. I'll be putting, could put 1.5 or just a centimetre down the back, but as long as you've got the mark where the centre back is, that's fine. The grain will run with the centre back. This is your skirt facing back. Back skirt facing, that's just a bit of a weird way round to say it. You are going to cut one pair plus views. Okay, boom, waist facing pattern done. So you can now, or you now know how to change the positions of darts. You know how to do some quite interesting positions of darts. You know how to cut the finishings for the waist. So I think we're done for the day.